Hey y'all, so today we will be starting off with eyes as usual. I am priming her eyelids with my e.l.f. camo concealer, and I just like to press that in to make sure that it is all nice and blended. Now I am going in with her, once again I forgot what it's called, the underbrow highlight. I like to do that first just so it's popping and well blended into the eyeshadow look. So I'll put that underneath her brow first, and now I'm going in with my Juvias Masquerade palette and going into that brown and just starting to lay that in the crease. This is one of those colors that's buildable, so the more you put, the darker it gets. So I just like to start off with it real light and continue to build it up. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of doing a winged out effect with the crease colors, excuse me, and I'm just gonna build that up. And then once I go into the darker brown, that is going to be from my Morphe 3502 palette. That is like my go-to neutral palette. It has all the browns, golds, reddish colors that I would ever need. So that is what I dipped into for that brown to darken up her crease, as you're seeing that I'm doing right now. So after I finish doing that, next I'm going to go into cutting her crease. But let me actually get to that first before I describe it. So now that I'm cutting her crease, I'm just putting the concealer on her eyelid and just freehanding my shape. This time I didn't even ask her to look up. I just completely freehanded this shape, and I used my, I want to say my Makeup Revolution cut crease canvas concealer. I like using that sometimes too, not just the e.l.f. So that's what I'm using in a light nudish color, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. So now I'm going into that same Juvias palette. Wait, no, this is another Juvias palette. I'm going to put all the things that I use in the description box below. But I'm taking a light shimmery shade from one of my Juvias palettes and placing that all over her lid. This is actually going to be a bridal look. So I want to do something that would match her dress. I didn't want too much color on the lid for this look. I just wanted something nice and kind of ivory and shiny, and that's the vibe I got. It's that palette right there. I don't know the name of it, but that one, that's where I got the glitter from. So after I go in with that glitter out of that palette, I'm going in with the browns from that palette to then smoke out the edge of her cut crease and blend that in to the crease. So that's where I'm getting my browns from. I'm getting them from that palette. And then I apply my eyeliner. I didn't do a wing because I definitely did not perfect those yet. I am trying to practice them more, but I want to start on myself and not on a client. So right now I'm just taking my makeup remover wipe and getting all the residue of the eyeshadows to fall out off of her face. That's why I like to do eyes first, because I just feel like the fallout is a little bit too much. So now I'm going in with my moisturizer. I already toned her face with witch hazel. As usual, you want to start off with a blank clean canvas, and I actually got a new moisturizer. Let me know what you guys think about it. It's the Pond's moisturizer that I'm putting on her face. So I used it on myself first, and I felt it was super moisturizing, so that's what I'm going to start using on my clients. After I put that on, then I'm applying the Morphe, I want to call it the putty primer, I believe. It's some type of primer. Once again, it's going to be in the description box, but that's what I'm putting on her face, and I am blending it in with the same moisturizer brush. I'm preparing to put on her foundation. So before becoming a makeup artist, I had never worn foundation. I didn't have a favorite foundation. So when I looked up these reviews and found these foundations, I felt they were good enough to use to begin my kit. This is the e.l.f. foundation right here. And I'm going to be mixing it to make her perfect shade with some Maybelline Fit Me. And I'll try to put the numbers in the description box. So I mixed these two foundations, one to get her perfect shade, which the first shade in the e.l.f. that I used wasn't bad at all. Like, a lot of times if you're in the right undertone family, you can make anything work. This did blend well with her face, but I mainly mixed it to get a fuller coverage. When it comes to taking pictures, especially bridal pictures, that's what she was doing today, I wanted a little bit more of a full coverage, because as you can see, this e.l.f. foundation is a bit of a medium to full, and I wanted a very full. I didn't want to be able to see through at all, so that's why I mixed it with the Maybelline Fit Me. So I think that's going to give me a nice result. As you can see from right here, it is really blending in with her face well. It's not too ashy or anything, but the foundation that I'm adding is a teeny bit warmer. I could have just used that foundation. Mixing it really did give me that full glam that I wanted, so I was happy that I ended up mixing them together. As you can see, I'm just using this brush to really pat that in. I'm not trying to create streaks or anything. I'm patting it in, and then I'm going to go in with my beauty blender to continue to blend that out. The beauty blender is going to be damp. Okay, so now I'm going to begin highlighting. I am using my e.l.f. Camo Concealer mixed in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer, because I found those camo concealers that I did pick up, all of them were pretty neutral, but for some people, when they have more of a red undertone, I need some type of warmth in the concealers. And the LA Girl Pro Concealer I think I have it in fawn, I want to say, or like pure beige. I'm going to put it in the description box, guys, don't worry. That one is a little bit warmer, so that's what I needed for today's look. As you know, this is a returning client, so once you do somebody's makeup at first, you kind of look at it, you overanalyze it, and you realize what you would want to do if they came back. So I'm so happy that I got to do this on this client. So now I'm contouring, and I'm doing that with my Black Opal foundation stick. I absolutely love these. Whenever I'm ready to expand my kit, I will just be getting this in every shade because it's so perfect and they're nice and blendable. So right now I decided to blend out my highlight first with a smaller fluffy brush. It's not super big, it's not really a face brush. That's why I chose to blend it out with this. It more helps to get that full coverage that I'm looking for, once again, because I'm just patting it into the skin. I'm not trying to super, pounce it in with a beauty blender or with a big brush trying to swipe it everywhere. I'm keeping it in its place and tapping it in. So that is what I'm doing, just tapping that all over her under eye and everywhere I highlighted. So now I'm beginning to blend in her contour with the same brush that I blended in her foundation with. That just helps to blend it out more. I'm just tapping that in, not using swiping motions. When you use swiping motions, that sometimes brings the contour to places you don't want it to be and leaves more of a harsher line in areas. So I am just patting it in, and I love the effect it's giving. Like, this look was very close to perfect to me. Like, this look is a look I am extremely proud of. So right now I'm going back in with my beauty blender that I used to, once again, pat in her foundation. It's still damp, and I am making sure the face is super duper blended. So now I'm blending out her nose contour with the same brush that I blended out her highlight with, just to make sure that's nice and blended. I don't like for people to see a definite harsh nose contour. I do not like that at all. I don't want your nose to look artificially done, like you don't have a nose. That is not natural to me. I don't like to do that. So that's why I blend it out really, really well. So right now I'm going in with just a little bit more concealer under the eye, just really keeping it close in like the under eye bag area. And I'm blending that in with a small brush just to give me some more coverage right there. I also forgot to mention that in her inner corner I applied glitter. I don't think I caught that on camera. My camera kept turning off once again. And I used some eyelash glue. I finally got some eyelash glue and I was able to use that glitter in her inner corner. It really made it pop. Now I'm setting her face with my Morphe banana setting powder. Once again, I'm not really baking with this. I tried something new. I'm putting it on a small eyeshadow brush. Well, a big eyeshadow brush. I keep calling it small, you know, compared to a big face brush. But I'm just taking that, putting a little bit on my brush and tapping it into the skin. I feel like doing that gives it a real airbrush flawless effect. So I kind of like that look. Now for some people you can do this and still bake, but for this look I just did that. I didn't bake at all. Now I'm going in with my Morphe bronzer just to warm up her face some more in the contoured areas. So that is what I'm doing. I want to say I also used my Black Radiance contour palette, the medium to dark or light to medium. I think it's light to medium, but it's going to be in the description box. But I'm pretty sure I used that before this and my camera cut off because I always use both. Right now I'm going in with my Black Radiance blush. I absolutely love this blush. I say this every time because it just goes so well with every skin tone. I'm going in with my highlighter, and this is the Master Chrome highlighter. I love this highlighter a lot. Like I said, I do want to try a different one, but for right now this works perfectly. I'm applying her lashes. These are just beauty supply store lashes. Next time I really have to remind myself. I have some e.l.f. What do you call it? The cream blush. I have some cream blush that I want to use on someone that I've never used before, but I always forget. Whenever I'm doing face, I'm just in a routine, which is really good. I go from one thing to the next and I completely skip the cream blush, and it's kind of annoying. Like, I really want to use it. So right now I'm going back into that Juvias Place palette and using that brown to smoke out her waterline, which I kind of like in this video that you can see what I'm picking up, because y'all know I be forgetting and saying the wrong names, but you can literally see what color I'm using. So I'll try to always record the videos like this, getting a little bit of my hand and showing what I'm doing, because it's just easier for you guys to literally see what I'm picking up, how much I'm picking up, how much I'm tapping off. Like, that's a very important thing to me. A lot of makeup artists just don't show that. So right now I'm going in with a reddish brown lip liner. As you can see, to me it was given like a little bit of burgundy, but it is brown. As you can see, I swatched them on my hands and I let her pick. When it comes to brown lip liners, a lot of people just have, oh, this is my go-to brown. But since I am a nude lip connoisseur, it's my favorite thing to do. I like to have several browns because every brown lip liner gives a different vibe, you know. Some of them are more reddish, some of them are more neutral, some of them are lighter, some of them are close to black. Like, I just like giving my clients a nude lip option. Every nude lip does not have to look the same. So right now I'm just cleaning up her lip with a little bit of concealer to make sure everything is sharp. If I colored outside of the lines, this is where I am cleaning it up. So right now I'm just blending in her face all over with a brush. Make sure everything is nice and flawless. This look is just so beautiful. She is so beautiful. I love this look. It was pretty much perfection. I really want y'all to go back and watch last week's video and watch this video and tell me this don't look better. Just tell me. Like, even if it's slight, it looks better to me. I love it. Just so flawless. And I set her face with the Benefit Poreless primer. No, the Benefit Poreless setting spray, of course. And this is the finished look. And then you're going to see some footage of her in her wedding dress. I tried not to get too much of it because my girl's getting married in August and not everyone needs to see her dress just yet. But let me tell you, it is beautiful. And I hope her pictures come out phenomenal with this eye look. I'm so excited to see them. I am going to be uploading a reel on my Instagram, so make sure you're following me over there at Everything by Maja. Please in the comments down below, let me know what you think about this look. Also did her hair, of course. I did a ponytail, but I recorded it, but my footage was just not good enough. Like, my camera kept turning off and I didn't get some fundamental parts. But I think this makeup video was enough. I am in love with this look. If I had to rate it, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I'm not even going down myself right now. Like, this is pretty nice. I love this look a lot. So please let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like I said, go back and watch the last one, compare it, and rate me 1 through 10 what you think about this look. I'ma holla at you in my next video.